Super Bowl, FIFA World Cup, NBA Finals, some of the biggest sporting events in the world. Millions watch, hearts pounding with every pass, goal, and basket. And what pairs perfectly with that tension? Blindly handing your money over, hoping to get richer. But do you ever think about what's happening behind the scenes? It's not all fun and games. Scammers are waiting to intercept your cash. These aren't friendly bookies. Sophisticated operations designed to separate you from your money. Today we're blowing the whistle on betting scams. We'll expose the tactics so you can spot these scammers. Consider this your crash course in protecting yourself from financial fouls. Alright, let's kick things off with the most obvious scam in the playbook. Fake betting websites. You know the ones they pop up in your social media feeds like mushrooms after a rainstorm, promising you the moon and the stars. Guaranteed wins, risk-free betting, turn $10 into $10,000 overnight. It's enough to make you think money grows on trees, specifically trees planted in some guy named Steve's offshore server farm. These websites are often designed to look incredibly convincing. They might even use familiar logos and branding to lull you into a false sense of security. But here's the thing, they're about as legitimate as a $3 bill signed by your dog. You deposit your money, excited by the prospect of easy riches, you place your bets and then, poof! Just like that, the website vanishes faster than a ref who just made a bad call in front of a hostile crowd. Okay, so we've tackled the low-hanging fruit of fake betting websites. Now let's move on to something more insidious, a bit more organized. I'm talking about fixed matches, where the integrity of the game is compromised for profit. This isn't some amateur operation, we're talking about shadowy betting syndicates manipulating games and players. Imagine this. A star striker suddenly misses an open goal. A referee makes baffling calls that defy logic. A reliable goalkeeper suddenly fumbles. Coincidence? Or maybe it's a performance to make a select few very rich. These syndicates bribe players, referees, coaches, even groundskeepers. Alright, let's move on to the internet's favorite source of get-rich-quick schemes, self-proclaimed betting gurus and expert tipsters. These are the folks who've somehow managed to crack the code of predicting the future, all while rocking a tracksuit and sunglasses indoors. They flood social media with their guaranteed picks, promising you unimaginable wealth if you just hand over your credit card information. Now, I'm not saying that all sports analysts are frauds. There are some genuinely knowledgeable people out there who can provide insightful commentary and analysis. But the ones we're talking about, they're less sports expert and more con artist with a Wi-Fi connection. Their tactics are simple yet effective. They prey on your desire for easy money, your hope for a big win, your desperation to finally pay off that parking ticket you've been ignoring for months. Now you might think that by sticking to legitimate casinos and betting apps, you're safe from scams. And while it's true that these platforms are heavily regulated, in most places at least, don't think for a second that they're above using a few tricks of their own to keep you hooked. Because let's be honest folks, the house always wins. That's not just a saying, it's a mathematical certainty. And they've gotten very, very good at making sure that certainty works in their favor. One of their most powerful tools? Psychology. These companies employ teams of behavioral scientists, people whose sole job it is to figure out how to get you to spend more money, to keep you glued to the screen, to turn you into a dopamine-addicted slot machine zombie. So, after all that doom and gloom, you're probably wondering, John, is there any hope for us? Is it even possible to enjoy a little wager without getting fleeced? And the answer, my friends, is a resounding yes. It's entirely possible to enjoy the thrill of the game without becoming another victim of these shady tactics. First and foremost, stick to licensed and reputable betting platforms. Do your research, read reviews, and make sure the platform you're using is properly regulated and has a good track record. If you're unsure about a website or app, it's always best to err on the side of caution and find a different one. Secondly, avoid anyone, and I mean anyone, who claims to have sure-win tips or access to fixed matches. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Look, I get it. The thrill of the game, the possibility of winning big, it's exciting. But it's important to remember that sports betting, even when done responsibly, is still gambling. And like any form of gambling, it comes with risks. But by being aware of the scams, by understanding the tactics used by both shady operators and legitimate companies, you can protect yourself and your wallet. Remember, if something feels off, If your gut is telling you something's not right, trust your instincts. There are plenty of other ways to enjoy the game without putting your financial security at risk. So be smart, be vigilant, and don't let the scammers win.